when Darius Garland is playing at this level, and I think he just dropped like 44 or something like that
on
yesterday.
the Raptors or something.
Yeah, so like obviously, like we said, that they have a potential of getting 3-4 All-Stars realistically.
for sure.
And from the way that Jared Allen was getting boards, Evan Mobley, all of them, they were when you get offensive boards, it creates just like our defense was looking sporadic at points whenever they would get those. And we were getting in foul. Shea was in foul trouble super early. I think
I saw it on Reddit too, but they were saying just like him winning the MVP kind of goes to show you like there's hope for you, bro. If you can't hoop in the first 3-4 years of your career, like just don't give up, bro. It's kind of they keep baiting him into saying like inspirational shit, whatever. But like I sent you, like they keep baiting him, but he's just telling you the truth, like just being consistent, being disciplined, not having a massive ego. Like it's not all about him,
right?
Therefore, it is about him,
right?
That's how that works.
It's crazy how that works, right?
Yeah, that's like my message to bro. Just don't make it all about you; it'll become all about you. For real, like so. Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out Shay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boys over here at 3-Man Weave. I'm your co-host, CJ, live in person.
Man.
Got my lovely co-host, ZD, with me here.
What's up, everybody?
How are y'all doing today? How are you doing today, sir?
Bro, I'm living, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm above ground. Kind of all this crazy stuff that's been happening, but hey, man, we still got hoops to talk about. So
yeah, bro, it's actually number 24 for us. Shout out Kobe, and also like you said,
this season,
all the fires going on in LA. I mean, we could kind of just jump it off with that, bro.
Bro, I mean, the Palisades are pretty much gone. I mean, I'm from there, bro. So like all my family lives there. They're like spread out across California though. Luckily I don't have anybody like deep in the heart of LA or anything like that. But yeah, they've been they've been tweaking out though. Like my dad's side of the family mainly is like kind of freaking out, but they live in NorCal though. Like I'm of the mentality like, yeah, you should definitely help your neighbor, but also don't over freak out about situations. Like you want to kind of keep calm in certain situations. Right. I feel like it's good to be level headed too.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. But man, that sucks for sure. I mean, have you been out there before?
Yeah, I have family that stays out in like Anaheim area. So.
Okay, yeah, no, it's pretty much gone, bro.
Yeah,
like next time you go out there, like.
All those houses and stuff.
Pretty much the Malibu area and the Pacific Palisades area, bro, like is flames.
Damn, that's tragic.
But bro. No. I guess the point is kind of like the games have been getting canceled though. Obviously, right. They're not gonna have any of the players or any of the fans go through that hazardous environment. So I think that's good on the NBA. But it sucks though because there's been no hoops for me to really talk about. I really just got to talk about this, honestly, because that's what's going on in LA. So,
right.
You guys stay up if you in Cali, man. I know that's tough. It's my home for real. I like to say I'm from Texas, but anytime I go back there, man, it feels like, it's like at my place. So, we're not going to talk about it too long. But, bro, I'm excited to talk about what we got. I think last night's hoops was really interesting, We saw a lot of kind of crazy things going on. Obviously, Paolo coming back. Jokic and Westbrook getting that dual triple-double. And
crazy.
We got some other things to chat about, obviously, kind of with the Kia MVP ladder. And I think you were talking about Jimmy, kind of what he said on socials and stuff like that. And obviously this Cavs-Thunder game that happened recently. So, yeah, man, you ready to get into it?
Yeah, bro, let's get into it. I guess I'll start it off, man. That, we did a pod that day right before the Thunder Cavs game, and I was like, I said in the pod, I was like super excited. I felt like a little kid.
For
had
sure.
the jersey on, had all like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like it like held up, bro. Like that might be one of the most competitive games this whole season that I've seen.
I think it's been the best game so far, bro.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we said it too, like. I think it's going to be one of those games where going up to the halftime, it's going to be one or like a 2-3 point game, and it ended up being like a 1 point game going into halftime.
Yeah, bro.
The Cavs, man. I mean, we talked about them a decent amount, obviously, because they've been doing really well. But like being able to watch them play and for a whole 48 minutes, bro, they're really good. I think I asked you this question, like, are we underestimating them? And you said no, I don't think we're underestimating them. But what would you said?
Yeah, no, I just think I feel like like you asked if we're kind of like counting them out.
Counting them out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what.
And I was like, nah. But we definitely should.
Right.
Increase talking about them
Right.
because
And the way that they played and the fact that Donovan Mitchell didn't have a Donovan Mitchell type of game and they were still able to beat us, granted, yes, we haven't been healthy all season, but you got to still go out there and win. And the thing that I was most impressed with is obviously their centers, but also their bench players coming off obviously coming off the bench and being able to hit big shots. Ty Jerome had a crazy fourth quarter. I think it was Darius Garland's third quarter where they stepped up when the time was needed for them to, and they just played perfect as a team together. I think we talked about it before. They had when Darius Garland is playing at this level, and I think he just dropped like 44 or something like that yesterday.
on the Raptors or something.
Yeah, so like obviously, like we said, that they have a potential of getting 3-4 All-Stars realistically.
Yeah, for sure.
And from the way that Jared Allen was getting boards, Evan Mobley, all of them, they were when you get offensive boards, it creates just like our defense was looking sporadic at points whenever they would get those. And we were getting in foul. Shea was in foul trouble super early. I think Shea had 4 fouls in the third quarter, so he had to sit for a good amount of time. And granted, like we were able to kind of still be in the game, but the Cavs were just too much, bro. Their bigs were incredible. I think Mobley and Allen almost both had a triple double. I think there were a couple assists off, but their passing ability between their bigs. I think I was telling Cam yesterday when I saw him, bro, like they're really good. They're able to toss lobs to each other when they all crash onto the defender because Evan Mobley, he can anywhere in the paint, he's a threat, and so is Jared Allen. So if you crash on them, it's an easy lob because they're both 7 foot. You know what I mean? So, and like we were saying in the previous pod, we just don't have an answer for that right now. And the game might have been different with Chet there, but bro, like if they played the way they did, I really I couldn't say obviously we don't know, he's been injured for a majority of the season, but not taking anything away from the Cavs because they've been doing this all season. So shout out to y'all, man. The only thing that I was really disappointed about was just the fact that we weren't able to really hit our shots. Obviously, Isaiah Joe had an incredible game last night against the Knicks. Shout out to him. But
like 31, right?
31. I think he was 8 for 10 from 3. You know what I mean? So, but when we're not doing that and we're playing against a team that has the length that they do, we didn't have an answer for them.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much
bro.
it. And it was the turnovers. Turnovers in the fourth quarter killed us, bro. Like, especially a team like that, super disciplined. Kenny Atkinson is, in my eyes, the coach of the year so far. And he's just, the way he has them playing right now, they're definitely going to be a problem
for sure.
in the East. For
Yeah,
sure.
they already are.
They already are, yes.
Yeah,
but I think come playoff time, I think there's no... besides an injury, but even then, they're like a solid, bro. Probably like 10 deep.
Yeah. They're
solid.
Yeah,
like,
they can run. They got 10 players. Even if Sam Merrill gets going, you never know.
Right.
But yeah, kind of like to bounce off what you were saying, bro. Just to give more context, I just think the Cavs have way more size than any other team in the NBA, and like CJ was saying, I think Donovan Mitchell being able to struggle and then them still being able to come out on top against a pretty great team in the Thunder, probably the best team in the NBA to me, at least. It kind of goes to show you, where the Cavs are as a team. And I think what was crazy about this game is both teams, they're very good defensively, but they're also really good offensively. But the Thunder, man, like they usually don't give up 130 points.
No, they don't.
It kind of goes to show you like how good the Cavs offense really is whenever they're all humming. And I wouldn't even say they're all humming because, Donovan wasn't really doing that well. But I think if Donovan had a good game, they probably would have lost by 10, 12, 15 points.
For
because
sure.
That 20, 25 points from Donovan Mitchell is 25 points from Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
You know, you add that, you know, it's kind of crazy, but obviously that's not how basketball works. I think the matchups too were kind of perfect. I feel like this was the game of the year because every single player on that court was just playing like it was a playoff atmosphere. I feel like everybody kind of left it all on the court. You know, there was no regrets, no remorse. I saw constant battles for the ball, tons of offensive rebounds. A lot of hustle plays being made. I think J-Dub had a pretty good first quarter, and then kind of Shea took over the scoring for the rest of the game. And I feel like the Thunder have just kind of been in that middle ground where it's like they don't really know what else to do if Shea can't give them 40 in this moment. I think even last night he had 40 or 39 or something like that. He's just right now he's kind of scoring at a pretty crazy pace. Obviously, we'll talk about him a little bit later. But yeah, bro, what he was able to do was kind of crazy. But they still came up a little bit short. I just think the Cavs' depth, like CJ was saying, like how they're a 10-man roster. Not a lot of teams have 10 guys that they can confidently put out there and feel like they're going to give them the best chance to win. And also this game that I had in my notes, just Evan Mobley, bro. I mean, I feel like he's gotten a lot of hate for just how I feel like even Jared Allen in this game, like that's more expected from Jared Allen. No offense to Evan Mobley, but like he's been doing that for a little bit longer. He's been more consistent and kind of being a double machine. But I think Evan Mobley had this play in the fourth quarter that really kind of decided the game and pushed it far. It was Kenny Atkinson that called a timeout. He got the inbound and he sent him to the nail and he was like, "Yo, go get a bucket against iHeart." I know you remember he like drove and euroed and then like finished with the right hand. And like for people who don't know, Evan Mobley last year was doing none of that, man. Nope. He was not going to take a couple dribbles, euro around you and be able to finish through contact. So I think this game was just mainly about his ascension and kind of what he's been able to do for them. And like CJ was saying, bro, I think they're going to get 3 All-Stars. I think Donovan, Mobley, and Jared Allen will for sure get in. Mobley and Jared Allen are kind of outside of Cat and really like Jalen Johnson, and like I think who else? Tatum. Those are kind of like the main all-star, forwards. So the Cavs will have 2 in there, but the really only question mark is obviously Darius Garland.
Right.
But I feel like they've been pitching for it, man. And with a game like this, I think he had a pretty nice floater to seal it, and he's been playing at an all-star level to me. So I feel like he deserves to make it at least as a reserve. But this game was definitely the game of the year, dog. Just from top to bottom, great basketball. Felt like a playoff game, and I was very excited, bro, because I feel like, don't we have this game coming up again soon?
Yes.
And it's at the Thunder?
Yes, let me
for sure. I feel like the Thunder going to get their get back in that one because they don't like losing twice.
Yeah, obviously. We play them January 16th.
Yeah, Thursday. Bro, and they were on the road too, so it's a little bit different. It's like
the Cavs are incredible at home. I think they've only lost 1 game, so they're 19-1.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I just think the Cavaliers need to be seriously taken, or they need to be taken seriously as a contender. Because I feel like, like we were alluding to it in other podcasts, like they've been getting talked about, but I feel like they're still kind of underestimated when it comes to their skill level. But I feel like this game was like, if you watch all 4 quarters, I feel like you can clearly see that they're going to be, a title contender. And I was listening to the Hoop Collective with Bontemps and Brian Windhorst, and they were talking about it. And this could be a finals matchup for real.
It could be.
People don't think about it, but I feel like the Cavaliers are a pretty good matchup for the Celtics. And obviously the Thunder are the Thunder. The Thunder just got to get through the West, and the West is wild. So
for sure.
This definitely could be a preview of June. So we'll have to see. But yeah, both teams played amazingly, and
amazing.
I feel like this is definitely the game of the year so far. Like I'm not gonna lie, it definitely lived up to the hype. I'm glad.
100%.
I'm glad ESPN flexed into it because I was a little worried, man. Like I was like a couple weeks back, I was like, sheesh, like there's this game coming up that I don't even know if it's gonna be nationally televised.
Yeah,
and NBA been struggling with ratings, so we need it.
Right.
And I know this game was big. So
yeah, I was about to say it's just great that, like you said, it lived up to the hype. Yeah. Because I feel like that is the thing with a lot of the like NBA games. Like we say, expectations for both of these teams are this and this, and when they match up together, it's like they get blown out or something. But no, this complete perfect game. Max Strus also had an incredible game, bro.
Yeah.
Threes.
Yeah.
Threes was like we said, and that's been our problem all season. Open threes and specifically corner
his
threes.
His face looks weird to me.
He looks weird to you?
Yeah, like I don't know if he got like plastic surgery or something, but like seriously, bro, Max Strus's face just looks different.
Looks
now.
different?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but
It's that money. He got that
yeah,
bag.
he got that bag, huh?
No,
For
yeah,
sure.
and like, bro, yeah, they played
He
great.
was cooking
man.
though.
Yeah,
But
whole team was.
Yeah, I want to talk about Giannis and Wemby because
Yeah.
that game was after this one, and they were even talking about. I think Jay Billis, who was calling the game, was like, it's tough to follow up the Cavs and the Thunder.
Right.
Obviously, like that's kind of where our ratings get messed up, is because like we have these games on the 8:30s, and it's like, it's like you're a deep basketball fan, you'll watch it, but most likely, again, like that was an opportunity for Wemby to be on the national stage, and it was kind of, I felt like that game didn't really live up to the hype as much as we really needed it to. We also had bets on it that didn't hit.
Oh
So,
yeah, we'll talk about that on
yeah,
Wednesday.
no, but I just think there was a YouTube video that I had seen. It was made by Ben Taylor. Shout out Thinking Basketball. But Wemby's just, bro, he's so good, man. I think the Spurs definitely have a bright future. Even in this game, I think in the first quarter he had like a one-legged three. He had this reverse. You probably seen it.
Yeah.
Bro, he like jellied under Giannis and finished it. So it was definitely a good game to watch as well. But I did want to talk about the Bucks, man. Hey, they're good. I think last time we were in person, they were on like a little losing streak. I want to say it was that long ago because we've been doing it on Discord.
Right.
Bro, they're solid. Like I'm not gonna lie, especially being in the Eastern Conference. I had it in my notes. I feel like the Bucks are playing a lot more cohesively, and just AJ Green, bro, like he's really a problem. He was shooting over Wemby with ease, but also just him being able to shoot that far just helps out Giannis and all the other players who like to drive, because unless you're Dame didn't even really, I don't even think
26.
Yeah, 26. Was he efficient?
8 for 13.
Yeah,
Solid.
okay, yeah, he was doing good too. I just remember AJ Green was going off,
Gary
bro.
Trent as well.
Yeah, their role players have been playing a lot better. Obviously, Damian Lillard and Giannis are their all-star candidates, so I don't really need to talk about them too much. They've been doing their thing all year, but really watching AJ Green and Gary Trent and all the other guys, Brook Lopez as well, I think his kind of the way that he's changed his game has allowed the Bucks to open up their championship window. I feel like they can compete in the East. Teams like the Knicks, Cavaliers, obviously the Celtics are going to be hard for them to beat. But it's clear to me like the Bucks have turned it around, bro. I can't really see. What's the record right there?
19 and 16.
Yeah, bro. And they were like what? I think they were like.
Shit.
We can go back and look, but I
Yeah.
want to say they were like at one point like 6-12 or something like that. Like they had like. They were a whole 6 games below 500.
Yeah,
They've completely kind of worked around that. I don't know the exact thing.
Yeah,
It's a lot of losses.
Yeah, they were 1-6 at one point in the season. Obviously, beginning of the season, but they've been going on pretty good big
last
win
month
streaks.
and a half,
They've been
bro.
doing really well. I think, like you said, it has more so to say about their bench players, and they're actually hitting their shots. And I feel like that's really, when you have a player like Giannis and Dame, that's really all you need from your bench players, and obviously playing good defense. But when you have a player like Giannis, it's kind of, he's like your security blanket.
Yeah,
bro. You don't really need to like be a lockdown defender. You just need to be able to kind of stay on your man the whole time and not really, create open or have open shots for them, the opposing team that's hitting. So, but shout out to the Bucks, bro.
Yeah,
I think they're one of those teams. I think
figuring it out.
when we did, didn't you ask if like contender, pretender? I think we had a little segment.
Yeah.
And
We were like that. They're pretending.
yeah,
for sure.
no, I think I said they were.
They were?
just because of Giannis and Dame, but obviously I didn't.
Honestly, I don't
their
know if they're
bench.
like a finals team. Like they still gonna have to.
I don't think they're a finals team.
So like when we talk about contending for finals, like I think they'll be there. But
Right.
I think it's gonna be tough to get through some of those matches. But I think they've done a lovely job, like surrounding Giannis and Dame with the talent that's essential to them being successful. And obviously the Bucks have, over the last few seasons, I think since they won that NBA championship, they haven't gotten back to that mountaintop, and they're still trying to like recover from the years past. So I think they're figuring it out. They're going along, but I did want to talk about them a little bit. I had them in my notes because that was on the ESPN, like the back-to-back. So I watched both of those games, and I think even though it was a blowout, I still feel like it was a good game. If you watched it, you got to see Wemby kind of doing his thing. I think just the fluidity of all the NBA and how it's been being played recently is awesome to see as well. Like there's not really a ton of like there's set plays out of timeouts, and like out of dead balls and stuff like that. But normally, bro, the game's just been up and down.
Right,
bro.
right,
So
right.
it's nice to see people just get into action. Chris Paul pick and roll, like the game is becoming very simplified, 5 out. So I like watching it, bro. I've been having a blast watching it. So it was a good doubleheader for sure.
Yeah, for sure,
For
bro.
sure. You want to go into talking about yesterday?
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
what-
So I was telling you a little bit. I wasn't able to sit down and watch it, but I saw the Thunder went against the Knicks, and it was a blowout. Honestly, it was 126 to 101. Isaiah Joe had an incredible game of his career, I would say. He hit shit. Where is it?
11 of
8 for
16.
11.
Yeah.
8 for 11 from three. That is crazy for one. But yeah, I didn't, like I said, I really don't have an analysis of it. But were you able to watch?
No, yeah, I didn't like watch it straight through. I had it on when I was doing some of like my stuff for ATD, but what I did notice is like the Knicks defense is not good. Well, the Thunder have the best offense in the NBA, right? They're gonna score points, but
Right.
I think the Knicks were looking for a little bit more from their offense, and they weren't able to get it. I think Cat Brunson had a pretty good game. You know, Josh Hart did as well, but bro, McCall Bridges, I think went ghost.
Yeah,
in
he
this
went
one.
ghost, yeah.
It was tough for me
0 for
because
9.
we've been talking about him kind of up and down, kind of how his season's been a roller coaster. That's
Shit,
what I
the
had
game
in
that
mind.
he played against us, he had an incredible game
That,
last time.
yeah, and
you know, so-
and against the Spurs, right, on Christmas, bro. Like I think I had when I was watching, I just kind of noticed that he was struggling, and obviously the Knicks need him to be a potent offensive player for their
Right.
team to compete, especially with the Thunder. So yeah, I just think the Knicks defensively are really they're in a bind a little bit because they rely so much on OG and McCall Bridges. It's kind of hard, and I think even Shea kind of was just kind of grinding those guys down. It's you can't double because the Thunder do have like 3-point shooters, like snipers, pretty much that are gonna hit open threes.
Right.
You know, maybe they haven't been
won't-
shooting the best
Right.
percentage this
I was
season,
just about
but
to say that.
they gonna hit open threes where if you double and you're not closing out, like they're gonna hit. So
Right.
it's tough to double Shea, and obviously Shea also had 40 again this game. So obviously, you know, he was giving them the business. He's just been doing everything for this team. He's the entire kind of engine to what they do on offense. But like I was saying, bro, I just think the Knicks need to improve their defense, and hopefully Tom Thibodeau can kind of figure out the minute situation as well. I know looking at it, like still all their starters are playing above 30 minutes, so it's tough when you're not relying on that heavy of a bench unit, whereas the Thunder have a great bench. You can play, again, I think, I want to say Isaiah Joe came off the bench and he was able to play 30 minutes, so kind
Crazy.
of goes to show you the things that Mark Daigneault is working with compared to what Tom Thibodeau is working with. But I still think the Knicks are okay. I
Yeah.
think this is one of those, you know, let go of the rope situations. In my opinion, we talk about it like it's not really it's in a situation where if you lose a competitive game, I call that a good loss. Even though there's no good losses, still like you played well.
Right.
And then like there's games where if you lose by 25, you can clearly tell like you let go of the rope. Something wasn't going right there.
Right.
I also just think them trading iHeart, they can kind of feel his vacancy a little bit.
Agreed.
The Knicks, at least, that is.
100%.
Because he's such a good passer, better passer than Cat, in my opinion. Even though Cat's a good passer, he doesn't have the same level of vision that iHeart does, and he's definitely looking to score first.
Right. I was gonna say iHeart's defensive ability as well. I would
Yeah,
say.
bro.
That's-
Yeah, of course. But the Thunder gonna need that.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, that's what I had in my notes. I didn't, you know, I'm not like I like the Knicks, bro, but I try to not watch a ton of their basketball because I think Tom Thibodeau is kind of an old school coach. He's very, you know, my way or the highway. He's not really into like the analytics and everything. So you end up getting games like this where the Thunder kind of just wax the floor with them.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, shout out to them. I mean, we're on our little road trip right now. So going against the Cavs a couple of days ago, and then going to the Garden. You know, obviously the score doesn't really reflect that, but I mean that should have been
Still a quality win.
Right? 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it.
I mean, Brunson had like 32. I was sorry to cut you off,
No, you're
but
good,
Brunson's footwork. I think he'll be an all-star too.
Yeah.
So I think we had him out of our ballot. or at least I did, or I didn't know if he was going to make it, but he'll make it. Watching him yesterday, just against the best defense in the league, he still can get 30, 35 points. So I also have that in my notes too. He's been a lot better since he's figured out how to like get Cat involved and McCall Bridges involved, and now Brunson's doing his own thing. But they still lost by a lot.
Right.
But yeah, did you watch? I know you were talking about the Celtics game, right?
Yeah. I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch any fully games, but I saw that they were up by like 15 or something, and we talked about it. I had brought it up. Yeah, the whole Keon Ellis thing. Obviously, Sabonis has been playing fantastic, but Malik Monk has been going on.
Yeah, bro,
going crazy, bro.
Sure.
He had 22 last night. DeRozan has been being DeRozan, sealing the games.
Malik Monk, ex-Laker.
Yeah, he is.
So I always think about that too. I think Malik Monk is really underrated.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's an X factor, especially in these games like this, because he can give you 30. On a good day. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, that I think it was just kind of we brought it up because they were on a 5-game win streak and they were going into TD Garden, and we're like, oh, that should be a win for the
Kings.
Celtics.
Play like 5 deep too. They barely play anybody off their bench.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. They played 8 people.
Did they do? Yeah, they only played 8 people today.
Yeah.
So Kevin Hurt is like out of the lineup as well. He used to play 30 minutes a night. He plays like 19 or 20 now.
Yeah.
So the Kings have, they've changed their team around. I talked to CJ about it last time, but Sabonis should probably be the only untouchable from that
100%
group. I think trading Malik Monk could actually be beneficial to them, especially because he's doing stuff like that.
Right. I think De'Aaron Fox has also been injured as well.
Yeah, because he wasn't in this game, huh? Yeah. So, bro, I mean, the Kings are good. I mean, I think Mike Brown being fired, like we've said, ultimately it was sad, but we're grown men. We can't take it personal. We got to look at things from a certain practical standpoint, right? Like if they're winning games, they're going on this win streak, especially against a team that's a juggernaut in the Celtics, who honestly, like I said, I was talking to CJ about it off camera. They hit 11 threes tonight. They hit 25. This is a different story. Usually, I mean, honestly, the last month of the season, the Celtics have been subpar from 3.
Right.
And that's kind of why they've lost some games, but they're still a powerhouse. I feel like you play the Kings 10 times, the Celtics probably lose 2-3 of them. So they're okay, man. I think it's more about just how the Kings have been playing as a team and as a unit. And obviously, we talked about DeMar DeRozan's overtime performance last pod, but bro, he's just again a model of consistency.
Right,
continues to keep scoring. Honestly, like we said, bro, he'll probably go to the Hall of Fame and have his jersey retired just based off of what he's been doing. But man, just being able to be a guy that he's a high volume shooter, so hopefully some of his mid range shots drop, but. Yeah, bro. The Kings are good. I feel like they haven't gotten a ton of love over the last couple seasons. They have because they've been making the playoffs and stuff like that. But the season has been kind of up and down for them. But they look like they have some light. The beam. I think they'll be able to potentially sneak into a playing spot. I was going to ask you if you think they'll be able to. Where are they at right now in the standings?
Let me check.
Let's see. Because they might be like 10th or something, maybe 11th. 9th. Okay, yeah, for sure. So yeah,
they very well can make a play-in spot.
It's crazy. The Suns not even
right. Suns not even
the Lakers. The Lakers
6 right now. Yeah, bro. But I think like I said, that was just shout out to Doug Christie and what he's been doing for the Kings. In absence of my whole Mike Brown situation, we talked about it. Obviously, I didn't really like it, but. I mean, like you said, we're grown men, so we kind of can't take stuff a little too personal. But they've been winning, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, that's what matters.
In a league, in just any professional league, it's kind of hard to go against that. So,
right. Yeah,
shout out to the Kings, bro. Shout out to Sabonis.
They knew something we didn't, I guess.
Right. Yeah. They knew. Yeah. They knew
I guess
something,
so, man. Like I just think like I mean, what they've been able to do with the pieces, though, I think they've been going in the right direction. If you're a Kings fan, longtime Kings fan, you're probably happy with how they've been able to kind of build their roster and really, add certain pieces. But I just think they need like another guy.
Right.
Like that. I think they're missing. De'Aaron Fox is a dude. Sabonis is a dude. But sometimes, like, especially in the playoffs, bro, it's just like tough because like they're not really playoff. Like I mean, in my opinion, I wish I've seen more. I wish I would have seen more from De'Aaron Fox in the playoffs, but he's just not, a Brunson or Luka.
Right.
Like he's not gonna give you 50
Right.
in the playoffs. So
No, I agree.
I think they're just missing a dude. Not to say that De'Aaron Fox isn't that, but I feel like
Who do you think, like, obviously doesn't need to be like realistic? Like, who do you think would be like a perfect fit for them right now to take them up into like contention, I guess?
probably like a wing, bro. Like probably like Jaylen Brown or somebody. Like it can't be a point guard because I'm not gonna lie. Like they need a wing. They need a wing who could shoot threes. And like DeMar DeRozan isn't that. You know, I think Malik Monk. Again, on offense he's good, but on defense he's sort of a liability. Yeah, like they need like a superstar wing, bro. Like, and there's not a ton of those. Honestly, like Tatum, Brown, maybe like even like, yeah, we got aging veterans, bro. I don't know, man. Who do you think, bro? Like, I'm thinking about it in my head. Let me scan my head.
I mean, obviously, like you said, Jaylen Brown
Maybe
would
they could add like Wemby.
Shit. Yeah.
Untouchable though.
Right. Yeah. You're not getting him.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, probably like
house.
a wing for sure. Wing that can spread the floor for them because I feel like that's kind of what they're missing, especially if they do make the playoffs. That's going to be, like you said, a problem whenever, Sabonis, DeRozan, even Fox, they're all like mid-range killers, so it's going to be, they can, defenses are going to obviously know that come playoff time. So it's going to be hard for them to be able to score as many points as they are right now if they can't get it clicking.
Exactly.
And like it slows down in the playoffs, so you're not going to just keep getting fast break points as easily as the regular season, so but probably like you said, like a Jaylen Brown or even that's like a unrealistic, but I mean maybe like a Cam Johnson, for being more realistic. I get like a type of player like that can stretch the floor but also play really good defense.
Yeah, I just don't know if he would really like you're saying, like he's great, but
right. No, like how realistic.
Yeah, like what is he gonna? He's not like gonna be, or he could be, but I don't know if he's gonna be like like they need like a Finals MVP.
Right.
Like I think there's not a lot of guys out there in the NBA, that have that caliber to play in that in the playoffs like that. So
agreed.
Yeah, they're kind of in the, like I said, they're in the middle ground where they're like trying to figure out what type of team they're going to be, if they're going to suck, if they're not.
Right. Yeah, and I was going to, I'll bring it up, and I'll ask you this question, because with teams like that, you have great players, you have all NBA type players, you have a legend in DeRozan. Like, what is, like, obviously the goal is to win a chip and stuff, but like realistically, if you were in the Kings like front office, like what direction would you go? Like, would it be like, hey, try to win as many games as you can and make the playoffs so we could get that experience, or are we trying to get a high pick in the draft? Like,
I would try to like I said, trade, Monk, Fox, Huerter, not Keegan Murray, probably not Sabonis, but realistically, like the Kings aren't gonna win the finals.
Right?
It would have to take a massive run for them to be able to do so. Their roster just isn't built, and also you can't play like 7 guys. Like you're gonna need an 8-9 man rotation to really make that work. It's pretty hard whenever they're playing that heavy of minutes to make it all click. But I think they should set their expectations realistically for where they're going. And in my opinion, that's a first round exit. So what can they do to, like I'm saying, either A, improve their roster to make it a championship contending team, or B, how can we look towards the future?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I've said this before about the Lakers, even like it ain't cool to just act like you're going to win the NBA Finals when you're not, because that's kind of being naive. Like, of course you want to win the Finals, but do you think the Wizards and the Jazz and like they're like, we're going for the NBA championship? Like, of course you want to do that, but you also want to be like smart.
Right.
You don't need to. Again, guys can outplay their value. Huerter low keys outplay his value. Like you can get a bag of chips for him now. Where I would say a year and a half ago, you probably could have got a second round, maybe a good player. So you got to be careful. You have to know when to time certain things and when to make certain moves. But ultimately, the Cavs, the Kings are fine. They've kind of turned around their like horrible start to the year, and now they're kind of, like I said, they're looking towards the light. And you know, it's who's not to say that they can make a run and end up, you know, as a 5th or 6th seed in the West.
Yeah,
Especially
100%.
because it's early. So
Yes, sir. I guess kind of going into the next game, it was Paolo's return. You know, that as a
you had like 30, right?
yeah, bro. I was about to say he had 34.
Yeah, the Bucks are bad on defense.
Yeah, but I think obviously it was a very close game, 109-106. The Bucks ended up scraping out this dub, but man, I've been super high on the Mavs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're talking a lot.
The Magic, really for the past couple years, bro. Kind of like saw ever since
You have been.
yeah, bro. And I think this season
Franz,
has been super, tough on them. Injuries all over the place, but they've still been able to, even if they're not winning the game, still being a competitive. And I feel
Exactly.
like, we talked about it before with the, being a young team and a bright future. That's really all you want to see. And the fact they've kind of overseeded expectations, with being down two of their best players for a majority of the season, it kind of just, shout out to them because
all 3 of them went down.
yeah, dude. And like the fact that they're, getting these games from Cole Anthony and, I don't even know if KCP has been playing that well, but I think he's more so kind of
Veteran leadership.
that glue guy that's going to, still play well on defense. He may not be shooting.
Yeah, there's
the
a reason he's there.
Right. And I feel like that's kind of what they needed. But, I guess it's just kind of, goes to show that, I think you posted on Three Man's story. It was like we have enough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
Cole Anthony said that.
Yeah,
and they do, bro.
He was talking about how the coach or just Mosley was just reinforcing like we may not, people are saying we don't have this, we don't have our whatever, but we have enough. Like we are a team, unified. Whoever's out there can play well.
Right.
Kind of like what CJ's saying. I did watch this game a little bit. I think, like you were saying, bro, Cole Anthony's been awesome. If you guys don't know, he always has been. It's not like he just sucked overnight.
Right.
I don't think he just wasn't playing the minutes because he's sort of a defensive liability. He's just kind of shorter.
Yeah.
But he's always been good since he was
and
in
they've been drafting a lot of
yeah,
guards lately, so it's kind of hard for him.
It's hard for him to get on there, but like he's gonna play for the Magic for a while. I think he could be one of those players where we look up in 5-6 years and be like, oh, he's still on the Magic.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Like,
Yeah, like he's a good player that kind of like has been. He obviously, like, I think when he went crazy, I don't remember how much he dropped, but like you can see that like the team,
like 30.
Yeah, like it's cool seeing that whenever like someone's successful, like the players on that team are like rooting.
Yeah,
for
they're
them,
happy for him,
and they're
for sure.
like that is him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
like
bro,
you said,
he's
like
him.
there's no other. He got drafted there, and then they started drafting a whole bunch of guards. So like we were saying, it's kind of hard for him to get on the court. But the fact that he's still going there, still has a good attitude.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he's going to be there for a while.
Yeah,
honestly.
bro.
And
Yeah.
I think he could. I mean, not.
I
saying
thought he was
that-
gonna be a bust, bro.
Really.
Yeah, like I didn't think he would develop his game to where again he could be out there.
Right.
Like I thought that pick was a little bit sketchy to me, especially with some of the people that were available. But hindsight's 2020. I think the Magic have one of the best developmental
100%.
teams in the NBA, if not top 3. So I think Cole Anthony was what I had in my notes, and then Paolo's just still, even after the injury, he the oblique. Again, if you guys don't know, the oblique hurts.
Yeah.
This hurts.
Right.
Tearing that's no. But he looked great. Like
Yeah.
he looked like he's been, he's in
Been-
shape.
yeah,
He's
been
been
hooping
hooping.
this whole time.
He's been hooping the whole time. He didn't, he was like talking to Giannis a little bit, and they were kind of laughing because he hasn't played in a month and a half, but he still had like 35 points, damn near 40 points.
Right.
And the Bucks were doubling as well. Still was doing his thing over that. I think I didn't want to kind of allude to. I think the next level for Paolo is being a playmaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like adding the 5, 6, 7 assists, kind of what Giannis does now.
Right.
Because Giannis kind of, obviously he gonna get his points and get his boards, but like the thing that makes him so dangerous is he's getting a drive and kick game, or like he's being able to kind of work off the pick and roll and get assists that way. And I feel like Paolo, kind of the next level that he can take it to is gonna be that,
Right.
being like a facilitator,
Yeah.
not only just a scorer and a rebounder. But But yeah, I think Tristan Da Silva as well. If you've seen Bird play 40 minutes, I saw him too out there the entire time. Obviously, Jamal Mosley has a lot of trust in him as well.
Yeah, rookie too.
Yeah, bro, rookie. But CJ's talked about it at length. The Magic are like here.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really. I think if they were healthy again, they're top 3 or top 4 in the East, no doubt. Because Jalen Suggs, obviously Franz and Paolo, kind of all gelling together on that team has done wonders for them. But when those guys come back, I think they're gonna. We've talked about it. Like the Magic they're getting a lot better right now because all these guys are getting run. Jonathan Isaac, Cole Anthony, like all these guys that play on the bench, and that's going to be good for them whenever their superstars come back or their franchise players come back because those guys will get used to kind of playing in that competition, and they're not going to have a massive drop off whenever those guys go to the bench. And I feel like people don't think about that.
Right?
But,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I've been noticing with the Magic. Like they even, like you said, they barely lost to the Bucks, bro.
Right. Yeah. And I think
With, half the roster.
I think you've talked about that. Obviously, you don't want to see your best players get injured, but like this might have been like one of the best things that's kind of happened for them.
Yeah, no complaining. If you ask Jamal Mosley, he'd be like, "We're good."
Yeah,
like you said, we're fine.
Right.
Yeah. So it goes to show you their mentality. Like, I talked to Los about it too. I think they're the team of Florida right now.
Oh, 100%.
I think not to harp on the Heat or whatever, but in my opinion, just the Magic are the team that's kind of at the forefront in Florida right now, leading the NBA. Like. Whenever I think of a Florida team, it's not the Heat right now. It's the Magic.
It's crazy.
It's kind of crazy,
it's
huh?
crazy for sure.
Yeah. But obviously the Bucks won this game too, so props to them. Giannis have another 40 spot.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the key MVP ladder next, or a little later.
Right.
But he's just been. We've talked about it at length on this pod, bro. He's been absolutely insane. I think this year for me personally, I don't know about for you, CJ, but. I've watched his game, and we were talking about what Lo said, but he just had the bag that he's added is mid-range, and then again being a facilitator, like I was talking about earlier. So, props to the Bucks. Obviously, they got the W. That's what's important. Like we were saying, they've been on a little winning streak, so good for them. But I think the Magic. They're here, bro, and they, they're playing together as a team.
Yeah,
they're not giving up. So
no, bro. Shout out to the Magic, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that was we had to talk about them for sure.
For sure.
We try to talk about the Magic a little bit because I feel like they're kind of like the Cavs where people are like, we've been talking about them more and more, but I feel like people still underestimate them, and you can't
do that. Yeah, not now.
Not no more.
Yeah, I guess kind of going into the Nuggets game.
Oh, the Nets.
No, yeah. Nuggets Nets game. Yeah,
okay.
Yoke and Russ both got a triple.
The Nets are throwing. Too.
Yeah, 100%.
By the way,
yeah, that was another thing I was saying, but
did you have that? I had that in my notes.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of like,
tell there.
Yeah,
you see, Cooper Flag had 40.
Yes.
There's a reason to throw it too. Shit.
Right. Yeah. No, this draft is loaded, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
My.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that
for sure.
Later.
But and I just wanted to bring that up because
cool.
It's.
We'll talk about that.
I think they're one of those teams where I kind of saw towards the end of the game that they were giving the ball to Russ and having him initiate the offense, and I feel like a lot of people forget that, Russ is still a problem. You know what I mean?
Russ is him, bro. Got a lot of gas left in the tank. I actually think the Nuggets gonna resign. Like I think this is where he's gonna be.
Yeah. You think he's gonna finish his career there?
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean,
yeah,
it's
bro.
kind of like a perfect spot for him too.
And he just like CJ's saying, they believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Malone's the only coach that's been like, yeah, go play.
Right. And I feel like that's the type of player he is. You kind of have to let him do that.
Yeah. You can figure it out later.
Right.
I wanted to talk about the first matchup between these two teams. Look at it, bro. This is one of the better games of the year that people might have forgotten about. But this was that game that I was telling you in 1029 where Jamal told Yoke, hey, bro, like we got to get you to score the ball. And now Jokic is leading the league in points per game.
Yeah.
Since that game. So kind of goes to show you the mentality switch that he's had since 10/29, which I think October. It was the day before Halloween.
Yeah. Damn, 144 to 130.
Yeah, it was one of the crazier games. But that's when I told you, Jamal was like, bro, like we're losing. Like you gotta score.
Right.
And he's been the thing that I had in my notes. He's been absolutely that. Like, and I'm not ever gonna question if he wants to score again. I think last year. Again, he would pass up wide open layups. He wants to get assists. Like, that's cool and all. Like Jamal Murray was saying, but like at the end of the day, bro, it's the NBA. This is about buckets. Like it's basketball, bro.
Right.
Like we gonna have to score. So
right.
He's been doing his thing on offense.
I think he's averaging like 37 this year.
Yeah, bro. like something crazy.
Ridiculous.
I think it's like 32 points, 37 in the month of December.
Yeah.
Obviously had how much did he have last night? I don't have the number off the top.
He
of my head.
had 35.
Yeah, so,
35, 15, and 12.
Yeah, I think him and Shea will kind of battle for that scoring title. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because I think Jokic winning the scoring title again, that would hush me up about him wanting to pass the ball because clearly he's been absolutely scoring at an astronomical rate. But I did want to talk about MPJ. I was going to ask you, man, you feel like they could trade him?
I mean,
because he's been hooping, bro. So it makes me
hooping.
think like they wouldn't. You know how we were talking about the Nuggets core. You know, it's not like amazing, but it is. You know, it's pretty good,
right.
bro.
Championship.
Yeah, it's championship. Yeah. Aaron Gordon, MPJ, like those guys are all fairly young too.
Right. Yeah,
you know, they're not super old.
Yeah, he's been incredible, bro. I feel like he's having a pretty underrated season as well, just because obviously Jokic is going to be the one, or he has been the one scoring majority of their points this season. But yeah, MPJ, I mean, he's doing what we knew that he could be doing.
For sure.
Shooting that
from
thing.
Mizzou.
Right, and it's kind of like, I think it's the efficiency as well. You know, he's been doing it at a great, I think he's catch and shoot. He's probably one of the best at like his, not even just position, just in the league in general.
Yeah, 100%.
And, you know, he going back to your question if they should trade him, it's kind of hard whenever you've won a chip with these guys because it's like what.
Yeah, I think it's the Peyton Watson, Christian Brown dilemma, bro.
Right.
That's all it is. I don't think they'll trade MPJ. I was just wondering. I think also his contract's massive.
Right.
People forget the 200 since his back surgery. It's crazy. Like he's probably one of the only players in history, I think, to have surgery on his back and then get paid the money still. Like, he still got $250 million from the Nuggets.
Right.
But I was going to ask you think he's lived up to that contract? Or you think they just paid him for
I think they just paid him.
I like MPJ, bro. I'm not trying to hate him.
No, 100%. I think they
had to.
They had to, yeah, because realistically,
he's gonna walk,
right? Yeah, and he's gonna go somewhere else and probably do what he's doing there. But I think, I wouldn't say he's lived up to it because that's a lot of money for a player that, I mean, realistically is just gonna be shooting threes for the most part. But I mean,
at a high clip though,
right? But like for that team, I think it was kind of, if you didn't, who were you gonna have him fill it? Like who were you gonna get to fill that spot?
For sure.
So
yeah, I had that in my notes.
But I think for the Nuggets, I think they should just stick it out with him because there's no reason, especially if he's playing at this level.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've been seeing what he's been doing all season.
And the Nets threw like D'Lo sat, Cam sat, both Cam sat. You know, Keon Johnson was going off. Shout out Keon. Seemed to be the only one who was engaged this game, but. Westbrook and Jokic just did dual triple doubles. I mean, there's not really much we can say about that other than that's spectacular. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen it like happening like consistently. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool to see as well. Like, because you're talking about Evan and Jared Allen, like they were close, but Jokic and Westbrook do it. They've done it before, like multiple times. So it was cool to watch a little bit of that one and kind of see the greatness of those two players and how it's completely different. Like Jokic does it differently than Westbrook. I feel like Westbrook just gets it off sheer effort, which it's crazy to think about too, like how hard he plays. He just walks into rebounds and assists and stuff like that. But Jokic does it with finesse.
Yeah,
like he's a lot more fluid.
Effortless.
He's a lot, effortless.
Like
he's just kind of just out
going
there
with the flow of the game.
Yeah, bro. So it's cool to see that like both of those two, separate playing styles can still coincide and work. And that's why I told you, like I just think Coach Malone's gonna do Westbrook right. Like why would they not sign him and make sure this is where he's at? He's done the best here. There's literally no more. I don't see any more shit talking about him, bro.
Nah.
I know you don't either, so that's good for him.
Yeah, facts, bro. Because I mean,
but
like
the Nuggets are throwing, or not the Nuggets, the Nets. Yeah, they threw. So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
but they have to.
Yeah, I mean, like, what else can they do?
Like you were asking earlier, I just think they know where they want to go, and that's cool. I think. Shout out to the Nets, bro, because you got to remember the Harden, Kyrie, Durant. It's turned into this. They have picks. They got Cam Johnson. They have they got a couple pieces.
They got
They have.
I feel like every season it's kind of like, oh, who are the Nets going to trade this year?
Yeah,
so they always have like those type of players
for real.
And it's just like, what are they? They're obviously you're gonna want to get as much value as you can for each player, and I feel like that was the thing with DFS. You know what I mean? Last season, I think they were wanting like 2 or 3 first round picks, and like people weren't really budging with that. Now it's kind of like we saw what the Lakers gave up for him, and they have Cam Johnson still, they have Cam Thomas, so they've. It's crazy because they did it with when they traded for like Pierce, Garnett.
Yeah,
like
no,
they've
sure.
always tried to make the big move plays, and it just hasn't worked out.
They moved
but
all their
they
assets.
always end up like getting good pieces,
Back,
and they're able to like trade and so like no, shout out to them because they haven't really been successful, but they're always getting like 5-10 years they'll get like a big move, like you know what I mean. So
and they're also almost out of Ben's contract somehow. Like they paid him, bro.
Yeah,
that's almost over.
Yeah, so
he also had
10.
So I was gonna ask you, he had a good game. Anytime Ben Simmons has a good game, you won't hear about it. By the way,
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, you won't hear about it, but he does. That's why they play him. They like said that because he like, bro, before Ben Simmons was like when he was hooping, he would sit these types of games, but now they're like, you got to go play, bro.
Right.
Because you got to make sure there's value there.
Do you think with him are they gonna have him go out there play? And if he gets like a worth enough value, are they going to end up trading?
That or they'll re-sign him to just a smaller deal. Because I don't actually think he's been that cancerous to the Nets.
I don't think so. No.
He was with Kevin Durant, Harden, and Kyrie all there. Mm-hmm. But now that it's been a lot better.
Right.
Like he's been playing this year.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Shout out to Ben Simmons as well.
Right.
But yeah, did you have any more thoughts on that one?
No,
good.
No, I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like we're watching two of the greatest players at their positions, and they're on the same team. And Russ, like we said, kind of has been going through these past couple years really bad times, and the fact that he's able to turn around and still contribute to wins, it's incredible. So just wanted to bring that up for sure.
Yeah, bro, for sure. And like Russ had 25, 10, and 11.
Yeah,
like that's a classic Russell Westbrook triple double.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out him, man. I think not to say I'm not surprised with Yoke. Obviously, it's surprising anytime somebody gets a triple double, but anytime we bet it, man, he never wants. But he does it any other day.
Right. So
shout out him too as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to go into? You have any other games you wanted to chat about?
Nah, not really. Unless you wanted to.
Get into this ladder now?
Oh yeah, let's get into it, man. Because
sure.
I've been seeing the discourse on Twitter.
Okay. Through NBA communications.
Yeah, bro. I've been seeing all of it, so it's kind of. I've been seeing what people are saying. So like, obviously, Shea is number one right now. He just moved up. Jokic number two. It's probably going to be like that all season, if we're being honest. And the thing that people have been saying is if you take Jokic off of this team, they're not as good as if you took Shea off of the Thunder. But I feel like if the goalpost always gets moved, I feel like with the MVP race, because yes, Jokic is putting up ridiculous numbers, and don't get me wrong, any other time, if Shea wasn't having as good a season and this team wasn't doing as well,
right,
he would 100%.
I agree.
I would be like, yeah, Jokic deserves this MVP. But the fact that the expectations for the Thunder coming into the season were like championship or bust type of thing, whatever they want to say it. I think it's kind of goes to show the fact that he's able to step up in these moments and he's able to score at least 30 a game, and the team is winning.
Get steals, play defense.
Right. It's hard for me to go against
Be
that.
the engine.
Right.
Right.
And I don't know. It's like I said, I've been seeing that, and
it's leading to winning.
Right. And I just wanted to see kind of what your thoughts on that.
Bro, yeah. I think obviously, if you guys don't know, Jokic has been doing the same thing, if not more, than what he did last season. So it's tough to argue against him. I'm not here to argue against Jokic. I'm here to argue for Shea. My goodness, man. I mean, let's be real. I mean, he just don't come off the court. Both of those guys really don't come off the court. I think they come off the court when they get subbed, but there's not going to be a period of time where they miss a ton of games unless they get hurt, right? So at the end of the day, I think I've said it before, but I'll explain again. There's two separate worlds that we live in with these dudes, because one is already 1-2, and has consistently done this over and over again. One hasn't won any and has consistently done this over and over again. Shea's been right there the last 2 years.
Right.
People forget he's been in the top 3, I think, the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, he was second last year, and I want to say he was third
the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jokic got both.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and CJ know Jokic is going, he gets a ton of first place votes too. Like a lot of the analytics guys vote Jokic, and I understand why.
Yeah, it's hard to go against that.
Yeah, it's hard to go against that, but I just think what Shea has been able to do for his team, and it's been translating to winning. Not to say that the Nuggets haven't been that good. They're still right there.
Right.
But they're not as good as the Thunder.
Right.
And I think it also goes to show you that, in my opinion, I feel like, the Thunder have better continuity and they play better together. But, bro, Jokic got better pieces around. Like, bro, Jamal Murray better than Isaiah Jones.
For sure.
Michael Porter Jr. better than don't. Let's
Right.
not forget that either.
Right.
Like, those guys are pretty.
Even Russ this year.
Yeah, even Russ this year, I was going to say he better than, I ain't going to lie. I'll take him over Caruso.
For sure.
Like just straight up.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to see what Shea is working with as well. Like,
Right.
not to say that these guys ain't buckets. J-Dub's a bucket. Isaiah
Right.
Joe's clearly a bucket. But the consistency of that, he don't get it.
Right.
It's really got to be Shea every night. Or Chet. I think when Chet's in there, too, you can see how good Shea is, too, as well. Because Shea still gets 35 points.
Right.
Like, he does this in his sleep.
Right.
No matter who's out there. So, you guys got to kind of remember the Nuggets definitely have a better, in my opinion, skill player of roster. They don't have better continuity and they don't play better together. That's not what I'm saying. But they do have, like, skill for skill, bro. The Nuggets have a better roster.
Right.
So it's weird how that works because it doesn't necessarily translate to winning.
Right.
That's why the Thunder, it's interesting. But I think that's even more of a case for Shea, and that's kind of what my main point was, that Jokic just is playing with better players, just skill for skill, pound for pound. And Shea has to do a lot more, I feel like, on a nightly basis, where, again, as Jokic, it's just more effortless because he has the assists that he gets. He's playing with better players, at least more assists. The other players have to make those buckets. Yes, they're created from Jokic, but you have to remember an assist is because somebody else made
it.
the shot.
Right.
That still takes
Right.
skill.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
that's not a free, So you also have to remember that. I think that's why Shea assists are a little bit down, because the Thunder kind of struggle. They're not always going to hit the bucket. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of an interesting argument. If I had a vote, I would vote for Shea. Obviously, this is the first ladder that's dropped that's had him first. I think the NBA's gotten it right so far. I think he currently right now would win and get the most first place votes. We'll just have to see if that continues. And kind of last season, like, I remember at the All-Star break, it was like funny because, Jokic don't really care about the All-Star game. I think last season was the first time Shea really cared. It seemed like he got like 25, I think.
Yeah, in the All-Star game.
Yeah, he had like a decent amount, but I wish those guys got to play together this year, because I feel like it would be cool to see them out there, but it'll be kind of different this year, unfortunately. But it's going to be a battle, bro. It's going to come down to, I feel like, the wire. We're going to have to see. If Jokic can win the scoring title, like I said earlier in the pod, I think that would be great for him, and it will kind of show everybody that he's not this passive, big dude who just wants to get, assist. He's not an assist merchant, basically.
Right.
He's trying to get to a bucket. But yeah, I think for what Shea's been doing this season with the players around him, I think the credit's got to be given to him.
And it's, because I was seeing, like, most valuable player. Is this the most valuable player on the best team in the league, or is this the most valuable player on the
That's
team?
why I feel like they got to specify too. Like
because
they don't.
Like I said, I feel like the post gets moved back each year.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, and it's like, numbers wise, if that was
Super
the case,
opaque.
and this person would get it this year, or Steve Nash wouldn't have got it the year that he got it. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard because we don't have a criteria for what it is. It's just kind of like, what are we seeing on the court?
Exactly.
And is that producing
translating?
wins?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of, I don't know. Like I said, I've been seeing it, and I don't know. Obviously, I'm biased. I mean, obviously, he plays on my favorite team.
Bro.
But there's numbers on, like, I think the thing that we talked about was about this before Shea ended up getting to the first spot is, like, I didn't think he'd be able to put up the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Because of whatever team might not be as good, or maybe he might not be scoring
as much.
40, but I mean, clearly.
I think the first month of the season, he was like 10th.
Yeah.
So he's added like 5 points to his total.
Yeah.
What does he average on the season? Is it 30.8?
I think,
Jokic is at 31. almost 32.
Jokic 30.
Oh, Giannis had 40 last night, so he got bumped. Yeah,
31.5 for Shea, 31.6 for Yoke, and 31.7 for
those guys average 32 a game. For sure. Yeah, Shea was averaging 27 at the end of the first month of the year. But I think Chet was also there.
Yeah.
And he was I think he was starting to kind of figure out how he's going to get his 30 balls. But, bro, he's just been way more impactful, too, on the defensive side. Again, I didn't talk about it, but I love Jokic, but he's just, he gets deflections because he's smart, but he's not athletic and he's not, picking your pocket. I think Shea guards Jaylen Brown. He guards all-stars on the other side, whereas Jokic is guarding the biggest dude on the court, which can be an all-star. Sometimes it's AD.
Yeah.
And you get to see him battle, Sometimes it's Embiid. There was this one time they had a really crazy, it was 2 seasons ago, but they had an amazing game. It was Embiid and Jokic going at it. Like, I love those matchups where Jokic has to guard, and you really have to see if he's really that good. But Shea guards every night, bro.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different going up against these guards who are very skilled, where, in my opinion, just unless you're Wemby, Cat, like, there's a couple bigs that are very skilled, kind of like a guard, but there's also a ton that aren't.
Right.
Whereas most NBA guards are
good,
pretty cold, bro.
Yeah,
like, you go up against the Knicks, you're facing Brunson. You go up against the Cavs, you're facing Mitchell and guard. Like, there's just guards everywhere. Even the Hornets, whenever they play the Hornets, you still got to guard LaMelo.
Yeah.
And it's annoying because he's good.
Yeah,
he'll give the Thunder 30.
Oh, 100%.
Like, and it's annoying. Like I'm saying, it's not easy. Like, even their bigs aren't that good. So if Jokic plays the Hornets, he's gonna feast.
Right.
He's gonna get 50 and 20, and 10 assists. So we gotta be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's dope how I feel like the NBA is getting it right so far. I sent you the ladder earlier, we can post the graphic somewhere.
Right.
Shea's first right now, and I feel like they've gotten it right. So,
I agree, bro. I think it's like I said, can't go. The record and his production on the court, it's kind of like how can you go against that?
Exactly.
Obviously, like you said, the analytical guys that are going to always look at that. Like, yes, Jokic is having better numbers.
Yeah, bro, and I get that.
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me because obviously, like I said, I am biased, but I do look at it I try to look at it from a outside perspective when you're just looking at numbers, and it's like, well, if that was the case, then this person would have won it this year. So it's not just based off of numbers.
Exactly.
So I don't know. That's like I say, it's gonna be like this probably the whole season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we've been saying that for the past couple pods, but
they're gonna be flip flopping.
Yep, all season. So hopefully
I want Shea to win.
I would say I hope.
I think I saw it on Reddit too, but they were saying just like him winning the MVP kind of goes to show you like there's hope for you, bro. If you can't hoop in the first 3-4 years of your career, like. Just don't give up, bro. It's kind of, they keep baiting him into saying like inspirational shit, whatever. But like I sent you, like they keep baiting him, but he's just telling you the truth. Like, just being consistent, being disciplined, not having a massive ego. Like it's not all about him.
Right.
Therefore, it is about him.
Right.
That's how that works.
It's crazy how that works, right?
That's like my message to, bro, just don't make it all about you. It'll become all about you. For real, like so, man. But shout out Shea, for sure.
Like that.
That's his whole thing. Like he don't even really want to talk, but he will, bro, because people be asking.
Yeah, damn.
Like Ant was saying, bro. Like Ant was saying, he's the MVP of the league, bro. Yeah, like I agree, bro. Like right now, just for how good he's been, the most fluid player. I gotta give it to him. I wish we had a vote, bro. Maybe one day.
One day. We'll be there, bro. We'll get there.
One day.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. One day.
Sure. Well, shit, bro. Was there anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, man, I was going to ask you the same. I really just was going to say LA straight strong.
Yeah, facts.
Hopefully we, that shit's sad as fuck. I'm not really going to talk about it too much, but hopefully, you guys just keep your thoughts and prayers for LA.
Facts for sure, man. Prayers out to y'all, man. Shout out to everyone. If y'all liked and enjoyed this episode of 3-Man Weave, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And we'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace. 3-man. You ready? Thunder up, baby. Shea for MVP.